President Trump is waking up here in Arizona after unleashing a 77-minute fiery and divisive speech here overnight. It was taking aim at his detractors, and it was a major reversal after calling on the country to come together just one day earlier.
As protesters lined the streets outside the Phoenix Convention Center, inside, a very fired-up President Trump waging his own battle. Abandoning his carefully scripted remarks from a day earlier, Mr. Trump was unrestrained, lashing out in a tirade that started with a call for unity, the president again defending his highly criticized response to the clashes in Charlottesville.
What happened in Charlottesville strikes at the core of America.
But the president quickly turned his remarks into an all-out assault, accusing the press of misrepresenting his initial statements.
If they don't want to report that I spoke out forcefully against hatred, bigotry, and violence, and strongly condemned the neo-Nazis, the white supremacists, and the KKK.
Mr. Trump never mentioning the most controversial part of his response to the Virginia violence.
You also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
Words that prompted criticism from both Democrats and Republicans, as well as business and military leaders. Still, the president arguing overnight, his initial statements were clear and on point.
I didn't say I love you because you're black or I love you because you're white. I love all the people of our country.
This speech, which lasted for more than an hour, filled with red meat for his staunchest supporters. The president threatening to shut down the government over the border wall.
If we have to close down our government, we're building that wall.
And hinting he will soon pardon immigration hardliner Sheriff Joe Arpaio, despite his own press secretary saying just hours earlier there would be no discussion of Arpaio.
I won't do it tonight because I don't want to cause any controversy. Is that okay? But Sheriff Joe can feel good.
Mr. Trump even suggesting the massive trade deal, NAFTA, could soon be a thing of the past.
I don't think we can make a deal. So I think we'll end up probably terminating NAFTA.
No one was spared his sharp barbs, including members of his own party from Arizona. Without mentioning them by name, he took aim at Senator John McCain for voting against the health care bill, and at Senator Jeff Flake, who has been deeply critical of him.
And nobody wants me to talk about your other senator, who's weak on borders, weak on crime, so I won't talk about him. Nobody wants me to talk about him. Nobody knows who the hell he is.
Former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper blasting Mr. Trump and calling the speech disturbing.
I really question his ability to, his fitness to be in this office.
Clapper also suggesting the president could be a threat to national security.
I worry about, frankly, the access to nuclear codes.
And this morning, new signs the president's relationship with the Senate's top Republican could be deteriorating. The New York Times reporting that President Trump and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell haven't spoken in weeks after an angry phone call over health care that devolved into a shouting match. McConnell's spokesperson not denying the account, but telling NBC News they have a lot of shared goals: tax reform, infrastructure, funding the government, not defaulting on the debt, passing the defense authorization bill. Still, it is yet another rift for a president who seems to be fighting on many sides. Matt, Savannah.
All right, Kristen Welker on the first part of this story for us. Kristen, thanks very much.